Welcome back to Banter Mode, where factories get weird, ratios get real, and MS Paint gets promoted to Chief Engineer. Today, we're turning the chaos of splitter logic into something surprisingly understandable. I'll be showing off my splitter tower, not just how it looks or how it works, but exactly why it works. We're doing a tutorial and demonstration that balances the inputs for an optimized modular frame assembler using only base game splitters, mergers, and some spicy math. We'll start with two inputs, 5 reinforced iron plates per minute and 15 iron rods per minute. And we want to split them so that we end up with 3 reinforced iron plates per minute and 12 iron rods per minute, so that one modular frame assembler gets fed exactly what it needs, and the leftovers go somewhere useful. No fancy mods, no calculators, no guesswork, just good old fractional math and logic. I'll explain the algorithm first, then work through the math in MS Paint because I'm brave, and finally demonstrate the build in-game. We'll use 3 variables: in, the belt rate coming into a splitter layer, L, the leftward target, storage for example, and R, the rightward target, for example, an assembler. Each time we split, we check which side, L or R, needs more, and give the greater either half or 2/3 of the input. Then we keep the leftovers and repeat the process on a new layer. After each split, we confirm that L plus R equals in, track the overshoot and undersupply, and record the fractional error as a tidy little x to however many y minutes result. The rules are simple. If L or R is double or more than the other, it gets 2/3. If it's not quite double, it gets half. At every layer, we multiply all numerators and denominators by 2 or 3 to make the split clean. When we're done, we route the belt to whichever side is larger. I have an error in this introduction. It actually goes to whichever side is larger. And note the error in clean fractions. I'll draw it all with boxes, arrows, and an ever-growing web of ratios that somehow turns into a functioning factory. Each layer is a fresh start, but the final result is surprisingly accurate and surprisingly stable. Let's build a math monument, feed some frames, and make sure the only thing jammed is the logic, not the belts. So we start off with the in will be 5 reinforced iron plates, and an assembler for modular frames needs 3 reinforced iron plates. So the left and the right must add up to 5. So the remainder that will likely go to storage or whatever projects we have later on, that will have to be 2. 2 plus 3 equals 5. We cannot fabricate reinforced iron plates out of splitters, so L and R must add up to the in, which is 5. So at any point, we could stop this algorithm and say, okay, we've done enough splitting. Now, what will we do? We'll send whatever is left on the input to the larger value of L or R. In this case, R is bigger, so we would send the output to R after we're done splitting, and we would know that L is undersupplied by this target value 2. It will get 2 less per minute than we would like, and we know that R will get 2 extra per minute because L plus R equals in, R will be undersupplied by L amount, the lower amount. Let's start doing some splitting. So we will go first of all on the first layer, we will send it to the larger of L or R. R is 3, that's larger, so we know that the first splitter will go to the right. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to say is that when we're splitting, it doesn't always go left, right, left, right, left, right, because if one side is much larger, it might go right twice because we can only add half or 2/3. And if adding 2/3 still doesn't satisfy the right enough, it could go multiple times to the same side. But we won't see that today. It'll go left, right, left, right, left, right. So we're going to the right. The right, we can say, is it going to be half or is it going to be 2/3 to the right? Well, if we multiply left by 2, 2 times 2 is 4. That's greater than the right. So we will only be able to split half of the input to the right. So we can't divide 5 by 2, but we can think of 5 as 5/1. And do some fractional math, multiply the numerator and the denominator of all values by 2 and move it to this next layer. It'll be multiply them all by 2, 10/2. 10/2 is identical to 5/1. The new right will be 6/2. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. The new left will be 4/2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Then we can split this up into halves. So I'm going to draw a box to indicate a splitter. So this is going to be not only our calculations, but our game plan. So we're going to split it into halves, 2 arrows for halves. For the next layer will be 5/2. Then I'll add 5/2. Actually, we're subtracting 5/2 from 6/2 because our newer goal will be a bit less. We've supplied 5/2, so the goal becomes smaller since it's already been supplied a bit. So 6/2 minus 5/2 will be 1/2. Then the new L will be this value here since we didn't make a change here, 4/2. So now we can see a beginning point again. We'll do the same logic once again. So which side do we split to? The larger. 4 is larger than 1. So we'll split to the left. And how much? Either half or 2/3. So we can multiply the right by 2, the lower value by 2. That's 2/2. 2/2 is smaller than 4/2. So L is greater than double R. So that means we can supply 2/3, the greater amount out of 2/3 and 1/2. So if we want to divide 5/2 by 3 in order to give 2/3 to the left belt, we can multiply all numerators and denominators by 3 to have a clean division. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 3 is 6. Then I'll draw a square to indicate that this will be a splitter, and we planned on 2/3 to the left, so 2 arrows to the left. Then we'll continue multiplying all numerators and denominators by 3. 3 times 1 is 3, and the denominators will all be 6. We're trying to make the denominators match. So 4 times 3 is 12. Then this 12 will be subtracted by 2/3 of 15/6. That will be 10/6. The target will be 10/6 smaller from 12/6. The new left will be 2/6. Let me space that out a little bit more. Okay, and then next layer input will be 1/3 of 15/6. So that will be 5/6. Then we'll carry the right value up, 3/6. We're not going to reduce this fraction because we like that the denominators all match. So now we start the algorithm over again. Are we going to split left or right? We're going to split to the larger value. 3 over 6 is larger than 2 over 6, but it's not over or equal to 2 times 2 over 6. So 4 over 6 is still larger than 3 over 6. So we're going to split 1/2 of 5 over 6 to the right. So it's going to be hard to divide 5 over 6. So let's multiply all numerators and denominators by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. All of the denominators will be 12. 2 times 3 is 6. Let's draw that this splitter is a half. It will be half and to the right. And 2 times 2 is 4. The new target value for the right will be 6 over 12. Mine is 5 over 12. I almost thought it was 10 over 12. It's actually 5 over 12. So half of 10 over 12 is 5 over 12. We're reducing 6 over 12 by 5 over 12. So this splitter split 10 over 12 to 5 over 12 and 5 over 12 here. 10 over 12 is the same value as 5 over 6. So the new input for the next layer will be 5 over 12. The new right value will be 1 over 12. 6 minus 5 is 1. The denominators will be 12, and we'll just carry this 4 over 12 up. So then we're on, what layer are we on? 1, 2, 3. We've done 3 layers. Let's carry on with the 4th layer. The left value is greater than the right value, and it's greater than double the right value. If we double 1, that's 2. 2 is less than 4. So we can split 2/3 to the left. 5 over 12 is hard to divide by 3, so we can multiply all numerators and denominators by 3 to have the same values, but they're easier to divide by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 12 times 3 is 2 times 3, 6, plus 10 times 3, 36. This will be a splitter to the left, supplying 2/3 to the left. And let's carry on multiplying these numerators and denominators. All of the denominators will be 36. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. And now we have 2/3 of 36. This will be minus 10 over 36. And the remaining third will go to the next layer. The new left value will be 12 minus 10, which is 2 over 36. L, and then we'll carry that R up, 3 over 36. So let's have a look back at what we've done so far. We've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 splitters. So if we decided to end here, we could send the remaining value to the greater of the left or right targets. And we will know that since our goal for the left is 2 over 36, left will be getting supplied 2 over 36 less than it wants, because this is the target that it wants. And right will be getting what it wants plus the deficit from the left. So the right will get, if we send this 10 over 36 to the right, we will be getting, oh, have I done an error here? This is actually not 10. Let me fix my error. This is not 10. This is actually 5. So when it was 15 over 36, we split it into 2/3 to the left, that's 10, and 1/3 above, that's 5 over 36. To the left and the right must always add up to the middle, so 2 plus 3 equals 5. So that's an error correction that you can see. Left plus right must equal the middle, the input, and if it doesn't...
I feel like I'm watching a sacred ritual.
This does seem like a sacred ritual. There's a lot of, we have to make sure there's a lot of balance and stuff to make it do well, and we have to put a lot of passion and effort into it. So the input must be equal to what we want for the left and the right. So if we sent the input to the right, if we decide this is the end, we'll send the input to the right and it will get 2 over 36 more. This is 2 components over 36 minutes. So that's not too bad, right? The error is 2 components every 36 minutes if we stop at this layer. But I found that we can fit up to 8 layers in a Mark II blueprint machine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4 more layers. The right side is greater, but it's not greater than double the left. So let's give 1/2 of 5 over 36 to the right. So multiply all numerators and denominators by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 36 times 2 is 6 times 2, 12, plus 30 times 2, which is 60, carry the 1, 72. The denominators will be 72. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. We'll be splitting half to the right. The new input will be 5 over 72. The right will be 6 over 72 minus 5 over 72. The new right will be 6 minus 5 is 1, 1 over 72, and carry this 4 over 72 for the new left target. Left is greater than right, so we'll split to the left. It is also greater than double the right, so we can split it into 2/3. So to divide 5 over 72 by 3, we'll multiply all numerators and denominators by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 72 times 3 is 2 times 3, 6, plus 7 times 3, that's 21. 216. The denominators will be 216. We will be splitting 2/3 to the left and the 1/3 up. The next in will be 5 over 216. The left will be 4 minus 10 over 216. So the new left will be... Oh, I didn't multiply this 4. In order to convert 4 over 72 to a fraction over 216, we have to multiply 4 by 3, that's 12. And then minus 10 from the 2/3 from 15 over 216 is 2 over 216. And 1 times 3 is 3. The new right value will be 3 over 216. The right value is now larger.
Can we get a fractional error dance emote?
Dance emote? I'm not sure how to do that. That sounds like a brilliant idea, but I don't know how to do that. Right is larger than left, but not larger than double left, so we will split half to the right. Multiply all numerators and denominators by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Over 216 is 432. And this will be the splitter splitting to half. The next input will be 5 over 432. So let's continue multiplying the numerators and denominators by 2. They will all be over 432. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 5 over 432 for the half of this value. So the next right will be 1 over 432. The next left will be this 4 over 432. The left is now larger than the right, and it's larger than double the right. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 is greater than 2. So we can send 2/3 to the left. Multiply all numerators and denominators by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 432 times 3 is 3 times 2, that's 6. 3 times 30, that's 90. 3 times 400 is 1,200. It's 1,296. The numbers will all be over 1,296. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. We are splitting 2 to the left. The next input will be 5 over 1296. And the remaining 2/3 from this value will be 10. So 12 minus 10 all over 1296. The next left value will be 2 over 1296. And the right value will be this value here. So let's see how many layers we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've done 8 layers, and we can see that left 2 and right 3 add up to 5. So the left and the right add up to the input. So we've done our math correctly. So I know that 8 layers of these splitter towers can fit into a Mark II blueprint machine. So let's end here. We'll send whatever the input is to the larger of left or right. Right is the larger value. So we know that when we're sending this value, left will be undersupplied by 2 over 1296. And the right will be oversupplied.
Can we name the arrows? I'm emotionally attached.
Yes, you can name the arrows. Go ahead and name the arrows if you like, especially if you're emotionally attached. I'm glad that you're emotionally attached, commenter on YouTube. So right will be oversupplied by 2 over 1296, since left and right add up to 5, and we're just sending all of the input to the right. And so that means that this value that is intended to go to our modular frames assembler, that will be oversupplied 3 components over 1096 minutes. So that will take a long time for that splitter for that assembler to overflow. So I think we're satisfied with this. Now let's convert this math into Satisgraphtery. There's this website, satisgraphtery.com, and this is a very organized way to plan out your factories. Let's close this. We'll clear what we have here, and I'll start with the input, reinforced iron plates, to the first splitter layer. This first splitter layer, let's look at our diagram. We'll say goes half to the right. So I'll make a merger. All of the upper layers will get merged down, and the output and sent to the output, which is this modular frame. Okay, I think I need to close the game because sometimes I get visual lag from having my graphics card running. Okay, so the first layer splits half to the next layer and half to the output merger. Then the next layer is 2/3 to the left. In Satisgraphtery, we can't put 2 outputs from a splitter to the same merger, so I have to use another splitter to indicate that this is 2 belts going to this merger. So 2/3 are going this way, and the remaining third is going up to the next layer. Then half to the right. I can make these layers a bit more compact. So after this half to the right, then we have 2/3 to the left once again, then half to the right. 2/3 to the left, half to the right.
Not me taking notes like it's finals week.
I can sense the sarcasm even in this computer voice. Okay, now the splitters. In this case, we want our tower to go down. It'll feed downwards because we could have a tower going upwards and then a tower going downwards, but in this case, we're just going to have one tower sending all of these mergers down. So this last layer, it was only split in half. So the output remainder will go to the merger on the right. This was the larger value. See this arrow here? This was the larger target on the right. And I'll send these mergers all down. And we will say the output for the left will be a container. Okay, so now we have the design and we can take some screenshots. I'll take as big of a zoomed in screenshot as I can. All right, now we have our design. So this is going to be the design that we will build in Satisfactory now. I'm going to be looking up at this tower, so it's going to be nice to have some concrete slabs around it to walk back and look up. All right, let's begin making this splitter tower. So we have an input of 5 reinforced iron plates, per minute to this splitter. This is the first layer of the splitter. This one will be split into half for the first layer. So I'll have a merger here, and these merger stacks need to be like one where there's clipping may overlap, and then one where it will not. I think that's the right distance. So that's how far away it needs to be on that side, so that's half. And then to get to the next level, I will stack one splitter in between the next. The input will be either on the back or to one side. We have to alternate. One goes on the back side. I'm going to call this side the back, and the input side will be the front of it. So off the first layer will be definitely from the back. It'll feed from the first splitter up to the second splitter from the back side. Then this this splitter, in this case, the 5 reinforced iron plates per minute to the 3 reinforced iron plates to a modular frame. They will have 2/3 to the left side now, so the merger will be again to the left, one merger that clips, one merger that is well spaced. The input or the output will be facing out to the left. On the left one will be on the left, and the right output will be on the right. This is actually a splitter. I meant for this to be a merger. There we go. And so, oops, this is also wrong placement. I can hold control to have it snap here, although it doesn't seem to be snapping. The output will be on the outside, and I have to stack it up to be on the same layer as layer 2 here. So I can hold E to switch between merger and splitter. Right here we want a merger. The output on this merger is going to the outside, so this one we will want to go on the back side. Output on the back side, and it'll get the input from the first merger here. And to get 2/3 from this second layer, I'll use that belt there, and then another one there. Then to get from this splitter to the next layer, I'll use this remaining side. The next splitter layer will be feeding to the right. So I'll stack these up, hold E to switch to merger, one merger in between the layer, then the merger right here. So the output of this is going to the right, so I'm going to want the output of this one going to the reverse. The mergers that I'm making are feeding down, so this needs to go out and then into the bottom layer. This will be the output. Is that how this one is going? Output, input. Okay, this is not how this one is going, correct. So this one needs to go, the left side needs the output from this merger to go to the bottom merger. So that was all good. That was all good, but I had to switch the lifts. So now we have the third, let me get this third layer and then I'll summarize what we have so far. So this will be half to the second right merger. Okay, so this is what we have so far. The first splitter splits 1/2 to the right merger, and it splits the other half to the next layer of splitters. The merger on the right receives this half from the first layer of the splitter and also from the second merger down into it from this back lift. On the left side, this first, the lower merger does not receive from the first layer here. So this is actually just receiving from behind. You know what? Let's actually rotate this. This bottom merger is not needed because it just flows through. So I will rotate this. Okay, so this is what 3 layers of splitting looks like. The first layer splits half to the right and half to the next layer. Then this next layer feeds to the splitter on the left, 2/3 to the left, and 1/3 to the next splitter layer. And so notice that the layers, the splitter layers, go up layers, one on the back and then one on the side. The next one will go from behind up to the 4th layer like so, but I actually can't build it in that order. I'm gonna have to delete that. So it goes back, then left, then back, and the next one will be left. And this third layer is gonna be half to the right merger, and that right merger will feed down to the bottom merger, and this is the output here. All right, let's carry on. I'm gonna have to remove this back merger. The splitter needs to be there before the merger. So now here's layer 4 merger. I'm gonna make sure that the input is on that rear side to accept the layer 3 merger. Let's put the input first of all. Okay, so layer 4 is now fed, and this one will go to the left side, and we need 2/3 to the left. I'm about to place a splitter, so I can hold E to switch to a merger. I want the output to feed into this one of the free sides of the bottom merger here. So the output of this merger needs to match the input of the lower merger below it. And I'll feed that down now. And then these splitters aren't needed. I can hold Control to select multiple to delete at once. And now we want 2/3 from this splitter layer into this merger. That's 1/3, that's the second third. Okay, that's layer 4 completed. I'm gonna start to work from behind because I ran out of space here. So now to craft this splitter layer 5. The input will be on the left. So the first layer fed to the second from behind. The second layer fed to what is now left, but that's the right on the front. Then from behind to this layer. So this splitter needs the input on the left here to be connected with the previous splitter layer. There we go. Now it's connected. And this one will feed to the right here, 1/2. We want this one to be a merger, and it needs to feed into the previous merger. The input is on the outer side, so I need the output of this merger to be on the right. And then I'll hit F to remove items, hit Control to select those 3. And to connect the 1/2 from this splitter, I'll use this front side. You know what? I'm going to start to build a ramp here so I can get some height, some visibility height. Let's make a ramp here. I'll hit R to switch to Zoop mode, build mode Zoop. E to select a ramp. Oh, it's not in this selection mode. I need to go Q, select ramp. We're still in Zoop mode, and I'll zoop up a bit. There we go. Now we have a higher up perspective to build from. So now we can get to the next splitter layer. We want the input to this splitter on the back. So this layer will feed, the splitter will feed up from behind, and then I'll remove the in-between splitter. And this splitter will feed 2/3 to the left. And so I just have the plan on my second monitor on the right here. You might need to do some alt-tabbing to find to keep referring back to the pattern. So I can see that the previous merger on the left has an input on the left. So I want this merger to have its output on that left to feed down to the lower merger. We might want multiple towers. One set of mergers might feed up, and then we'll make another tower behind that have the mergers feed down. It depends on what your exact needs are, but in my case, the mergers are all feeding down to the outputs on the left and the right. Next splitter layer, this splitter will feed to the right to this splitter layer, so the input on this splitter needs to be on the right. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. This splitter needs two of the thirds from this splitter layer. I need to add that belt there. So we have 1/3, 2/3, and then the third goes to the next splitter layer. Then this splitter will feed into another merger right here. And this merger will feed the lower merger from behind. So I'll use my mouse scroll wheel to bring the blue output to the reverse side. This will be 1/2 to this merger. F, hold Control to select these mergers, hold click to delete them, and then we're on to, this will be the last layer, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be the last layer. The splitter will be fed in. The splitter will be fed in from behind. So once again, the splitters are feeding behind to layer 2, to the right to layer 3, behind to layer 4, right to layer 5, behind to layer 6, right to layer 7, and then behind to this final layer 8. Then this final merger will feed to the lower merger from behind, so the output needs to go to the back. Then I'll delete those middle mergers and link 2/3 to the left. And now we're on this final layer. So the third does not go to another layer. The third goes to the right merger. So I will make a lift here, and this final value goes to the right. All right, so this will be quite accurate. I think, how long will it be accurate for? What did we calculate? If we refer back to the calculations we made, we calculated that the left will be undersupplied by 2 reinforced iron plates every 1,296 minutes, and the right will then, we must be oversupplying the right by that same amount that the left is under. So that will be 2096 divided by, that's minutes, divided by 60 to get hours. Every 21 hours, there will be 2 extra plates to the right and 2 fewer plates to the left every 21 hours. So that's almost a day. So that'll be like 100 days of gameplay before a full stack of waste is made. So now I'll feed this assembler the results of this tower splitter. This assembler will make modular frames, hook the power up. For now, I'm just going to add some storage here and fill this with many extra iron rods. Okay, so I guess this tower will be right about here, and the output, the first layer of this second tower splitter will be 2/3 to the left, and the left is the output to the assembler. So the first one, we make it a clipping error, and then the merger tower will start on the first non-clipping error position. We'll get those 2/3, one from the middle, in between, and then one from behind. The next splitter layer will be fed in from the right. This is right for the front face. Before I do this, let me organize the next merger layer. So first, clipping error here, and then this one is correctly spaced. But then this one will be fed from the second splitter layer. This one will get 1/2, and then the next splitter layer will be fed in from behind. Then the left layer, the next layer here, will get 2/3 from the third splitter layer. This merger will feed into the bottom merger from behind. Actually, cancel that. The merger will feed to the front because the back is used up. Then this will be 2/3 to that left side. Okay, the splitter going to the next layer here is getting in the way, so I need to go, to get the 2/3 to this side, I need to rotate this splitter layer so that it'll feed, the second layer will feed up from the front. And the half to this side, which is, this is the right side from the front, that will come from behind. I think the way I've oriented this, all of the belts that are 2/3 will be going on this side, so I'm going to say that this is the front now. Yeah, and this actually works well, because we usually say that right is the one that is the target value, and the target value is going to this assembler. Okay, I'm going to make another bridge here, so I get a higher up perspective on this. I want to be about here. Okay, so we're on layer 1, 2, 3. Next is 4. The splitter from layer 3 will feed up on the left here. So the input to this one will be also on the left. And it will feed 1/2 on to the left based on my schematics I'm seeing here. The output of this merger should be on the outside to feed into the merger below. Oops, maybe not. Or does this lower merger need to rotate? Oh yeah, no, this merger will feed to the lower merger on the back, because the lower merger, the output will be outwards like that. So this one is a merger, and it needs to feed to the back, and it will receive 1/2 from the splitter, like so. So let's feed this to the lower merger and remove these middle mergers. That's layer 4 complete. Now, next layer will go 2/3 to the right. The input to this splitter will be on the back. The splitters have fed upwards on the left, then on the back, then on the left, then on the back this time. Now this merger will feed into the merger below it on the outside. So it'll be a merger, and the output to the merger will be on the outer side. The outer side of the right. I'll remove these middle mergers, and then we want just 1/2 to the right. Actually, we want 2/3 to the right. Okay, there's the 2/3 to the right. Then it feeds down on the outer side to the lower merger, and the lower merger feeds back to the lowest merger. Now layer 6, the input will be on the outside, on the left side. The output will be on the left side here. Sorry, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layer 5. The splitter on layer 5 will feed to the left to get to layer 6, and this layer 6 splitter will feed to a merger on the left, and it'll feed 1/2. The merger needs to point out to the outer side to bring the output to the lower merger. And here's the 1/2 from this splitter. Next splitter layer will come in from behind, and this splitter layer will go to the 2/3 to the right. The output of this merger will go to behind to the merger below it. Here's the lift from the highest merger so far to the lower one. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Okay, so there's the 2/3 to the 7th layer merger, 2/3 to the right. Next, we will do one last layer. This splitter from layer 7 to layer 8 will be on the right. The input will be on the right, and it will give 2/3 to, or one. This one will give 1/2 to the left, and then the remaining 1/2 will be to the right. Here's the 1/2 to the left, and I'll connect that merger to the merger below it from the behind conveyor. And to connect the other 1/2 of this topmost layer to the other one, I'll just use a lift like so. Nope. And to connect the last 1/2 from this 8th splitter layer to this merger here, I'll use a lift like so. And now this should be splitting these 15 iron rods per minute. As we can see, it produces 15 iron rods per minute. This should have 15 going left per minute to this assembler. This assembler needs 12 per minute iron rods, and the remaining 3 will go here and will make a storage container to store it. And now these iron rods have a way to be used elsewhere. Otherwise, without a splitter like this, we could have the output from this going directly into this storage container here, and then this storage container will accumulate, but we have no way of feeding it into an alternative route. So this allows us the freedom to actually utilize the overflow. And when we gather that overflow, we don't have to actually wait for this assembler to receive a full stack, and then it'll start to get used. Calm down, bacon bits. I just want the power slug, not a hug. This hog really said trespassing is punishable by goring. Welcome to the Pork Olympics. First event, aggressive cuddling. Oh good, more spiky pigs. This factory runs on trauma. Each level represents a spiritual trial, mostly involving reinforced plates and regret. Yes, it's tall. Yes, it works. No, I'm not okay. At this point, I'm not optimizing, I'm building monuments to my math trauma. I call it the Ratio Tower, where logic goes to cry. Each layer is one step closer to accurate and one step deeper into madness. One man's splitter is another man's therapy. If you stare long enough at the totem pole, it stares back with numeric precision. Behold my belt-fed obelisk of over-engineering. All hail the sacred spaghetti stick. It's not a bug, it's a belief system. Totem pole splitters are my new religion. My ancestors built pyramids, I build ratio sticks and pray they don't jam. Satisfactory said no ratio splitters, and I said hold my belts. Sure, it's overkill, but it's accurate overkill, which is the best kind. This is what happens when belt logic meets art school. You know it's serious when even the hogs are watching silently. This splitter stack is sponsored by hubris, caffeine, and one terrible idea that worked. It's basically a spine made of logistics, and just like mine, it's barely holding together. This structure has more faith in math than I do in myself. If the calculator crashes, the totem remains eternal, untouched, misunderstood. I didn't build a tower, I built a ratio oracle that whispers, "Close enough." You don't measure this with flow rate, you measure it with awe. And that's a wrap on today's episode. We built not one, but two fully functioning splitter towers to balance inputs for modular frame production, and they're working beautifully. We went through the math, explained the logic, diagrammed it in MS Paint like a true spreadsheet shaman, and brought it all to life in-game. The towers are now feeding 3 reinforced iron plates and 12 iron rods per minute precisely and peacefully. No calculators, no guesswork, just fractional flow and layered logic. And somewhere between the second tower and the 10th variable, I had a revelation. I am done with biomass burners. Done. Over with. No more plant chucking power panic. I've got everything prepped, and I'm finally ready to build a proper coal power plant by the water in the northwest of the Dune Desert. We're taking big belts, real generators, and no more babysitting leaf eaters. I even managed to kickstart a decent amount of steel production without placing a single steel building, just some clever use of portable miners and grit. Next time, coal power liberation. Today, splitter tower domination, and always math with style. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time on Banter Mode.